Hello and welcome to a session of Fit Essentials. My name is Shauna. I'll be guiding you through class. We're back in Colorado today, having a little bit of a rainy day, but hey, we'll be happy to be here in the garage. We're going to be using our short bands this morning. If you have those to utilize, go ahead and grab one. Light to medium resistance at the most. All right, let's go ahead and come on up to standing. Bring your feet just in front of the hips, toes pointing straight ahead. We're going to breathe in, bring the arms around, forearms and palms together. And now we're going to tuck down as you exhale. Pull the belly button under, tuck the head in. On our next inhale, you're going to lift the chest, divide the arms, engage the glutes as you open your chest to the sky. And on the exhale, curl back under, pull the rib cage down, pull the hips under, tuck your head down, and take a little bit longer exhale than normal. Pause in the bottom. And then when you're ready, breathe in nice and deep. Lift, open, expand. Pause at the top of the breath. And then exhale, release. I'm going to go 2 more. Just find your own rhythm here. Try to breathe in and out your nose. Maybe a little exhale through the pursed lips. Last one. After you finish that last exhale, you're going to bring the arms down to about the thighs and go ahead and just take it into a nice steady toe touch. Slide the hands down the legs, little bend in those knees, holding strong in your midsection. And then we'll just hang down here for a moment. Just let the head be heavy. And now breathing in the back of the rib cage. One more breath. Good. Gradually start to come up, tucking your hips under. Trying to come up about 1 segment at a time. As you get up to the top, we're going to roll those shoulders back and down. Go ahead and step the feet just a little bit wider. Reach those arms nice and wide. Root down to those legs. And we're going to bend to the side. We're bending to the side, looking up towards that outstretched hand. Breathe here and then back to center. Same thing other ways. Nice long side bend here. Trying to expand from fingertip to fingertip. Stretching up. Good. Once more, each side. Reach and stretch, peering up. And switch. Very good. Continue to expand from fingertip to fingertip. Reach long, gaze up. Fantastic. Go ahead and come back to neutral. Relax those arms down to the side. Reset your feet just a little bit closer. And we're going to go into those gates of heaven. Knocking on the door of life. Heard it called different things. You'll start to rotate with the arms away. And then as you start to get a little bit warmer, just let the elbows bend and let those arms slightly tap against the torso. Exhale as you move. Good. So we're looking to time that exhale with the hands, lightly tapping the torso. And 2, 1, and gradually bring it back to a stop. All right, fantastic. A couple more stretches here, and then we're going to go right into our first circuit. Lift on up out of those hips, come into a balanced position. Hang on if you need to. Otherwise, grab that foot, go into our quad stretch here. So we're looking to pull the heel towards the glute, standing tall throughout. Anytime you're standing on one leg, you want to keep your hips as level as possible. You want to avoid that hip kick where it drops down. 2, 1, and let's switch sides. Place that foot down, lifting up to that midline. Get a nice solid base of support before you go grab that foot. And if you're not quite in position that you're able to grab that foot yet, just be patient with yourself. It takes some time. Keep in mind, it's my job to make it look easy, so you just do your best. Standing tall here, lengthen through the neck. There you go, eyes looking straight ahead, pull the shoulders back. 3, 2, 1, and release there. All right, very good. So it's gonna be a banded walk for 90 seconds. Then we're gonna take it down to the floor for a banded glute bridge. We'll do a little bit of stretching for the low back in between sets, and we're gonna do this twice through. So whenever you're ready, if you have those short bands, we're gonna put it around the legs. Your choice whether you wanna go just below the knees, just above the knees. I'm gonna go with just below the knees for this first portion here. All righty, once you get that band wrapped around, go ahead and come on out into position. First 45 seconds, we're gonna be walking forward and back, taking a moment to go 2 to 3 squats before we switch directions. So come into like a little bit of a defensive stance here, walking from heel to toe. And when I get to the end of my area, I'm gonna go 2 to 3 squats, driving the knees out against the band, sinking back, keeping those heels planted. After I finish my 2 to 3 squats, now I'm going to start to walk backwards, emphasizing toe to heel, continuing to keep outward pressure against the band, into my space, and 2 to 3 more squats. Very good. All right, maybe one more time. Forwards, squatting down and up. Fantastic. And then instead of going backwards, after you finish those squats, we're going to go into a side step. So lateral steps. Same idea. When you get to that into that space, squatting down and up. And how do you choose if you do 2 to 3? If squatting is a pretty good challenge for you, just stick with 2. If you feel pretty proficient with your squats, feeling pretty smooth this morning, let's move for 3. All right, go ahead and kind of finish up this next little series or wherever you're at on the floor here. Getting ready to rotate those glute bridges. 2, 1, and there's our 90 seconds. So go ahead and come on down to the floor. And come onto your back. As you lie flat, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Get yourself into a good position. Bend the knees. And have it continue to be just below the knees. Go ahead and roll your hips back so you push your low back into the floor. And then when you're ready from there, so you're going to lift those hips up. Push those hips up and forward. Just go nice and gradual here to start. And gradually lowering back down, one segment at a time. We're going to go a full minute here. So pull the chin in, great time to relax the eyes. Warming up those hips, continuously pushing out against the band as you move through these glute bridges. As you start to warm those hips up a little bit more and get a little bit higher, start to give it some attention also to the upper body with the head and neck area. As those hips push up, you want to pull that chin down towards the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. Very good. About 15 more seconds here, driving them up and forward. Hold at the top, squeeze the behind. Fire those glutes, try to wake up as much of those tissues as you can. And maybe one more. Up and hold. And down and rest. Very good, but good. Finish that last rep. Let's go ahead and pull both knees into the chest. And we'll go double knee to chest. Open up that low back before we jump up for the next round. Good. From there, we're going to go arms out to the side, knees together at 90 degrees, and gently move into a 2-knee twist. Legs go across the body as you look over the opposite side. Engage that midline, bringing them up and across. Same thing other way. Turn the head, looking over the opposite shoulder. Let's go about once more each direction. Up and across. Very nice. All right, finish that 2-knee twist. We've got about 20 seconds till we start our next round. We're going to do this one more time through. As you come up, if your water bottle's nearby, grab a quick drink. All right, getting ready for that monster walk forward and back, going in 2, 1, and here we go, heel to toe. Maybe just a little bit faster this round, coming into the end of that space. 2 to 3 squats, down and up. On the backwards walk, toe to heel. Continuously driving the knees out. Stay nice and strong in that midline as you're just slightly bending forward. I like to think of it more like a defensive stance. I was not a basketball player personally, but I've watched people practice. Kind of hold that ready position. Fantastic, good. 10 more seconds. And we're gonna move into the sidewalk, lateral steps. Woo. All right, when you're ready, we're going into that lateral walk. Staying tall, heels nice and planted. 2 to 3 squats before you change direction. Fantastic. Continue to breathe. Whew. Great positioning, driving those knees out against the band the whole time. Help activating the glutes, stabilizers of the hips. We got just under 15 seconds left. Wonderful work. All right, go ahead and finish that series. And rotating to our glute bridges, set 2. You want to change it up second round. If you have a bench nearby, you can go into a box hamstring curl with the feet elevated. Otherwise, keep those knees bent with the feet flat. 2, 1, when you're ready. Up and forward, driving out. And I'm going to switch it with my feet elevated. Move that band above the knees here. Very good. That's our first 15 seconds. When the feet are elevated, it gets a little bit more of the hamstrings to activate than that typical glute bridge. But still utilizing that backside as well. One thing that you can focus on, if you tend to experience any kind of pinching or discomfort in the low back, try not to jam your low back together, but think about while you elevate the hips, you still want to focus to lengthen through your spine. Good. 10 seconds. Let's get 2 to 3 more. Up and pause. Down and relax. Pulling that chin in, lengthen the back of that neck. And last one. Woo. And come on down. Fantastic. All right, let's slide the band off the legs. Now we're going to open up those hips a bit more. We're getting ready for some squats next. Get that box out of the way. We're going to lie back, extend your left leg, pull the right knee towards the right shoulder, and go ahead and roll that ankle around a few times. About 5 rotations one way. Normal to feel some clicks and pops in there. Keep those bones moving. And then about 5 the other direction. Point the toes, lift the toes, cycle it around. Very good. Once you finish those ankle rolls, extend that leg straight up. Stretch that hamstring just a hair, pulling the toes towards your face, pointing the toes away from you. A couple times up and down. From here, bring your arms out to the side. You're going to take your right leg nice and gradual, bring it out towards the right, kind of opening up that inner thigh. Make sure you just go into a controlled pattern there, and then you're going to lift it up and across and taking it across the left side of the body as you look over the right. Go over that twice more, keeping the leg relatively straight, taking it out to the right side, open up the inner thigh. If you need to support the leg with your hand, please feel free. You can always lift that leg up as you bring it across, and then taking it all the way across as you look over that right shoulder, single leg twist. Wonderful. Last time here, taking it over, using the hand to assist as needed, and across. Wonderful. All right, bring that into the chest, set it down, same thing, opposite side. So extend the right leg, pull the left knee to the left shoulder, ankle rolls first. And while I'm doing this left knee to the left shoulder, I'm actively thinking about pushing my right thigh down into the floor, looking to open up that groin, that inner thigh area a bit. Switch directions when you're ready on those ankle rolls. Up and around the other way. Very good. Finishing those, extending that left leg, hamstring, just a little bit of some movement of the foot, point it away, pull it back towards you. About 3 times here, point the toe away, pull it back towards you. Just a gradual stretch here, not so intense that you feel like your whole leg is shaking. And then opening up that inner thigh and hip. You can use that left hand if you'd like. I'll glide it out to the left side, opening that inner thigh a bit. And then again, as needed with the hand, bringing it up and across. As I let the left leg come to the right side, I'm going to turn my head, look over that left shoulder. Twice more. Open. And up and across. Peering over. Good job. Last one. All right. Go ahead and finish that last one. Feel free if you want to hug the legs to the chest, anything else. Otherwise, we're going to roll it over and make our way back up to our feet. We're getting ready for some squats and some torso rows in the next section. All right, so if you have some dumbbells nearby, we're going to be doing a weighted squat. So set those bands aside. We're going to start with the weight in your left side of the body. It's 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds as we transition movements. So we'll be going both movements on your left side, then both movements on your right. If you're not quite sure, follow along, join in when you are. Set those feet about hip width apart, slight toe out. And what we're going to do here is as we reach back with the hips, you're going to reach out with your right arm, keeping those heels planted, driving the knees nice and wide. Drive both legs down to stand. Also, the arm that's holding the weight, keep that elbow up and forward. First of 3 rounds here. We want to move nice and consistent throughout. Sinking back, standing tall. Good. That's 20 seconds, 10 to go. And 2, 1, rest and rotate. Fantastic. You can either support your hand on a box or a bench, or you're going to stand in more of like a stagger stance here. Non-working arm's going to rest, elbow on the thigh, or hand on your box. Grab your weight with the left hand. From here, when you're ready, shoulder back and down, elbow high. You're going to slightly rotate, peer up towards the ceiling, reaching forward. Elbow in, rotate. Looking up towards the ceiling or sky for those of you that get to be outside today. Great to see all that green coming from Georgia. I'm going to breathe in as I reach, then exhale as I rotate. Good. Breathe and reach. Exhale, rotate. Finish that rep, and we're going to come on up. Now we'll get ready for the same thing on the opposite side of the body. Back to those weighted squats. It's going to be in your right hand. All right, set those feet. 2, 1, when you're ready. Again, second half, first of 3 rounds. The goal is always consistency or slightly more work as you get warmer. We want to avoid going too fast too soon, kind of hitting that wall, feeling like you can't do anymore. 2, 1, and rotate. Excellent. Kneeling torso row. If you have a box or a bench, you can still stay in that stagger stance. Support that non-working arm down. Grab that weight with the right hand. 2, 1, here we go. Elbow goes high, lifting up out of your support side. Rotate that head, peering up towards the ceiling. So it kind of forces a little pause in that top. Trying to have that nice long neck position. Good. 1 to 2 more. Up and pause. Reaching forward. And rest. Fantastic. We're going to take 30 seconds in between rounds. Grab a drink of water, and we'll be back for set 2. Woo. All right. 15 seconds till we start. You can use the same weights. You can go a little bit heavier this round now that you know the movements. Just do what's best for you. You're going to be on the left side of your body. Setting those feet for the squat. Slight toe out. 2, 1. Here we go. Nice consistent breathing. Ideally, every rep looks virtually the same. I like to see you take your time, get to the bottom of that squat, but try not to lose any tension. So stay strong, engage that midline. You want to avoid what they refer to as that butt wink, where you just kind of get lazy and loose in the bottom. Maybe 1 or 2 more. And rest and rotate. Fantastic. Kneeling torso row on your left arm. Step your right foot forward, support through that left hand, ready, and begin. Elbow up, turn the head. Definitely recommend if you do have good weather in your neck of the woods, you can get outside for these exercises. You know, they're really designed that ideally you could do them at a park with a bench and some dumbbells and a yoga mat. There's lots of benefits for our mood and energy level, immune system to be able to spend some time outdoors. 2, 1, and rest. Obviously, there might be some exceptions if you live in a place with some poor air quality, then you got to make those adjustments for yourself. All right, squats, 2, 1, here we go. Should be on your right side. There you go, set your tempo, move consistently. Keep that chest tall as you stand, eyes looking straight ahead. Think about pushing your feet to the floor, generating that upward force with your torso. 2, 1, and rest and rotate. Fantastic. Kneeling torso row. Right side of the body. Nice solid support to that left hand. Reaching down. Ready, begin. And as the heart rate gets a little bit higher, you might find you're breathing 2 breathing cycles to each rep. Totally appropriate. That's what feels best for you to have some good consistency. I recommend not holding your breath throughout the movements. Still turning with the gaze. 2, 1, and 30 seconds rest. Woo! Nice job. As you stand up, if it feels good, maybe twist your body a little bit. Feel free to shake it out. Keep that energy moving. You have 20 seconds if you want to grab a drink. Stick with the same weight or maybe slightly heavier for this final round. All right, everyone. 5 seconds. Set those feet about hip width apart, starting in your left arm. 2, 1, here we go. Sitting back into those heels, but still pushing that big toe down into the floor. So you want to avoid lifting those toes up. Keep the arch of your foot activated by using all the muscles. 10 seconds left. Good, try not to get stuck in the bottom. Holding strong, staying engaged to the middle. 2, 1, and rotate. That last rep looked better, Sharon, good job. Good, kneeling torso row. Step your right foot forward, left foot back. Ready, and begin. Elbow up, follow it with your gaze. Reaching forward. Still focus on that long neck. Shoulder blade down the spine as you row. Try not to collapse into your support arm. So think about lifting up out of that support arm. 10 seconds. 2, 1, and rotate. All right. Second half of round 3 coming up next. 10 seconds. Weight in your right hand. Set those feet. 2, 1, when you're ready. And kind of back to what I was talking about earlier in regards to pacing yourself. If you do, it's all learning. So sometimes you might find that you overpaced. Sometimes you might find that you feel like you underpaced, which I always prefer, only because we're looking for longevity here, sustainability. But if you do kind of mess up, you notice you hit a wall, feel like you're bonking, no problem. If that's round 2 of 3, just kind of stay moving, but rest. And there's our 30 seconds. But you can always take a round off, build into these workouts. All right, final set of kneeling torso row. Get in position. Ready, begin. And also, some of the main things we're focusing on in these classes, Good overall movement patterns, full range of motion, keeping our flexibility strong. And also the mindset. So building a positive relationship with movement. Noticing where you criticize yourself or get judgmental and staying lighthearted with it. 2, 1, and rest. Woo! All right, let's go ahead and kind of come on up. Hands on the shoulders, slight bend in those knees. And we're just gonna go a couple little torso rotations here. Turn your body to one side, looking over that shoulder, back to center, same thing other way. Unfortunately, so much of the fitness industry for decades now has been catered to set people up to feel inadequate because that's what drives their sales. So it's not setting us up to feel good in our bodies, setting us up to have a lot of judgment towards our bodies. So we have to take back that control and acknowledge our bodies for what they can do. All right, finish out those torso rotations. Let's go ahead and grab a drink of water. We're gonna do a couple more stretches and then we're gonna get into our final circuit. We do have some dips coming up in the next piece. If you have a bench or a chair nearby, you're gonna wanna use that. But first, let's warm up some push-ups. So I'm gonna do an elevated push-up from the box here. This could be a good sub if you don't feel ready for those dips. Also a great warm-up when we're getting ready for the dips. So I'm gonna place the hands underneath the shoulders, step the feet back, holding nice and strong to the midline. I'm gonna keep my elbows mostly into my sides, not winging them wide. So kind of about 20 to 30 degrees away from the body, lowering down, midline strong as they push straight away. Once you know the movement, look right between the hands, hold the head neutral as well, and driving away. Good, let's go about 5 reps here. So again, if you don't have the equipment for a dip, or maybe your shoulders, something's going on that's uncomfortable for those, go ahead and do some push-ups while we're doing dips. All right, and you can do them elevated or obviously on the floor as well. Our second exercise is gonna be a down dog, knee to elbow. So you'll kind of be in the top of the push-up. You're gonna push back into down dog. As you come forward, you'll bring one knee to the same side elbow. Back into down dog, opposite knee to the elbow. All right, and then we'll finish out with some burpees and jumping jacks. Oh, before we jump into that, let's go behind the back stretch. Nice wide base stance. Stand tall, shoulders back. Try to interlace those hands or grab onto a band to help connect those hands. Extend those elbows as you lift the chest and avoid that sway back. Good, breathing here. And then when you're ready, root down into your legs, little bend in those knees, sending those hips back, pulling the arms up to overhead. And now as you breathe here, you're trying to expand the rib cage. So breathe in, into the back. Exhale, if you're comfortable in this position, drop just a little bit lower into that bend. One more breath, breathe. And exhale, root down to those legs, come on back up and shake out those arms. All right, fantastic. So it's gonna be 30 seconds of a dip or a push-up, 45 seconds on that down dog, knee to elbow, and then we'll have 60 seconds of a burpee plus 2 jumping jacks. On the burpee, you can go the full push-up or you can go the no push-up burpee. I'm gonna kind of alternate, one with a push-up, one with the no push-up. All right, we're gonna start with our dips here in about 20 seconds. And once again, we have 15 seconds in between movements. We're gonna go between 3 and 4 sets. We'll see how everybody's feeling and moving. All right, starting in 5. Nice tall chest, walk those feet out, and here we go. Keeping the elbows in and avoiding the shoulders to shrug into the ears. So think you're pushing down, lifting the chest to the top. Fantastic. See some of you choosing to add that glute bridge lift. That's an option as well. If you want to do more reps in the dip, avoid that glute bridge. If you're kind of still working on that upper body strength, you want to slow down the tempo a little bit, adding that glute bridge is a fantastic way to make good use of that time. And there's our 30 seconds. Go ahead and come on off. Making your way down to the floor for down dog, knee to elbow. When you support through your hands, spread the hand nice and wide. Wide handprint, turn those toes down, and here we go. Pushing back into down dog as you float forward. Lift up through that midline as you pull the knee towards the same side elbow. Good. We'll move for 45 seconds with this movement. Kind of a combination here, midline strength, upper body support, and some flexibility all at the same time. I like it how we open up that mid back as we push those hips up, push the head between the arms. 10 seconds left. 2, 1, and feel free to come on off your hands and shake it out for just a minute. Got 15 seconds. Feel free to roll those wrists around. We're moving into our 1 burpee into 2 jumping jacks. We'll have a whole minute for this one. Ready? Here we go. Down. You can go hop to your feet or step to your feet. So I can step back, step up. Oh, I'm sorry, jumping jacks. It's Monday. Step back, step up, and 2 jumping jacks. Good. We got a full minute on this one. Maybe I'll figure out what I'm doing and where the screen is before we're done with that minute. But we're gonna have 3 more rounds, so figure it all out. Take my own advice. When you mess up, just laugh at yourself and course correct. All right, 20 seconds to go. I've been in the no push-up version of the burpee. If you want a little extra challenge, you go all the way to the chest, drive up, step, or hop. If you are hopping to your feet, I really emphasize hips high, try to float, and then standing tall from there. 2, 1, and there's our 15 seconds rest. Woo! All right, feel free if you need any longer rest. Otherwise, we're coming back to our dips. Chest nice and tall, shoulders back and down. 2, 1, and into set 2. Glute bridge in between reps. If you feel like you want to bring your heart rate down a little bit, if you want to keep that heart rate high and you feel secure in your upper body, leave out that glute bridge. Good. And feel your body. You can mix it in, mix it up as you move. This is not a competition. This is a movement class. 2, 1, and rest and rotate. All right, shake out those arms and keep those forearms stretched out as we make our way to the floor. Down dog, knee to elbow, round 2. Splay those hands nice and wide. Grip the fingertips down, turn those toes under, drive those hips high. Same knee to the same side elbow. On rounds 3 and 4, we'll change this up, bringing the knee across the body to the opposite elbow. My breathing rate's a little bit high here, so I'm exhaling at the end of each position. I'm inhaling as I move through mostly. And as it starts to slow down, I inhale as I come forward, exhale as I drive high. Less than 10 seconds. 2, 1, and feel free to rest. Come on down to those knees. Shake out those arms. All right, coming up next, 1 burpee, 2 jumping jacks. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So either top of the push-up, stepping to your feet, or the full push-up. You can step or hop with that full push-up, or the partial push-up. Woo! 1 minute to work. Especially if you're doing that full push-up, just make sure that as you're coming down and off the ground, those hips stay level. You want to avoid arching that low back. Halfway through. 20 seconds. Moving strong, moving steady. You want more rest this round? Go ahead and rest right now. We've got 30 seconds until we start set 3. And 3, 2, 1. There's the minute. All right, fantastic. 2 down, 2 to go. Getting ready for dips or push-ups. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Option to add the glute bridge. Really key on lifting the chest. I like to imagine I have those little mini oranges, those mandarin oranges in my armpits. And I'm trying to squeeze some orange juice this morning. I kind of rotate my elbows in, lift the chest, get that full end range in that dip. We're trying to build that strength with the shoulders back and down, improve our posture. And there's our 30 seconds. Go ahead and come on off those arms, shake it out. Moving in our down dog, knee to elbow next. All right, as you come down to support, wide handprint. 2, 1, and when you're ready, pushing back into down dog, kind of hollowing your body out as you move forward, lifting up. Oh, I said we're gonna go opposite knee, round 3. So you're pushing back, left knee comes across, bring it towards that right elbow, right knee comes across towards that left elbow. Good exercise for the brain as well. Anytime you cross your body over the other side, trying to make contact with the other side of the body, helps the one side of the brain communicate to the other side of the brain. You're never too young to work those brain exercises. And the older you get, the more important it is. All right, we need 1 or 2 more. 2, 1, and there's our 15 seconds rest before we get ready for our burpees and jump jacks. Woo, shake out those wrists. Going in 5. If you need a little bit more rest, please take it. 2, 1, and here we go. Oops. You can tell I haven't done a lot of these combinations before. My brain is like, what are we doing? I tell people, coordination was never always natural for me. It wasn't always easy. Sometimes when people see me do fitness, they assume, but you can see as soon as you add a new skill in, even if it's a new combo of some basic skills, my brain starts to get a little confused. But with muscle memory, repeating movements over and over, that's how we get better. Repeating self-supporting self-talk over and over is also a way that we get better with our mental game, our mental well-being. We're already 45 seconds in, less than 15 seconds to go. Woo! Maybe last series. 2, 1, and rest and rotate. All right, getting ready for our 4th and final round. Get ready for those dips. If you've had enough after 3, just hang out and wait for our cool down stretch. Otherwise, 2, 1, here we go. Continue to breathe. Continue to keep those shoulders back and down. You want to avoid that shrug up into the ear. So pushing down into your support. Lifting the chest and hips. 10 seconds. Good. Woo, working those triceps. 2, 1, and rest and rotate. Awesome, shaking it out. We're moving back into our down dog, knee to elbow, bringing the knee across the body to the opposite elbow. Starfish those fingers. Grip those finger pads down. Ready, and begin. Pushing back, knee to the opposite elbow. Don't feel like you have to rush these. Take the time, open that mid back. Lengthen through the back side of the body. That's our first 15 seconds. And as you push that mid back open, just make sure you're not overarching that low back. Stay nice and strong. We have less than 15 seconds left. Good, maybe 1 or 2 more. 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. Okay, walk out those heels. Or just come on off those hands. All right, 10 seconds. This is our final minute of work, and then we'll finish with our cool down stretch. 1 burpee, 2 jumping jacks, and begin. Full push-up or no push-up. Step the feet or hop the feet. If you are stepping, take note, which foot do you step up with? Which foot do you step back with? See if you can give each foot equal exposure. So trying to alternate every rep or so. Woo! All right. Stay positive as we get towards the end here. Support yourself through. Do the best you can. That's halfway. 30 seconds done. Wonderful. People usually either love or hate the burpees. I mostly love them, but you know, it's kind of all relative. Definitely have the days that it feels like, really? That's 10 seconds left, everyone. Staying tight, staying strong. 3, 2, 1. And everybody's done. Woo! All right, give yourself a round of applause. Walk it out. Let's grab a drink. All right, fantastic. We're gonna stay on our feet for a moment. We're gonna go into a stagger stance, tricep bend. Step your left foot forward, right foot steps back. Feel free to rest that back heel down. Check in with your upper body posture. Pull the ribs down as you reach your right arm straight up. From here, bend that arm, the side of the back leg that's back. Reach around and grab, pull it across. Good. And now we can kind of do a little double opener here. So we're going to open the back hip, pushing the hip forward slightly. So I go from the hip back, pushing it forward. Now with my chest tall and eyes up, I'm going to bend towards my front leg. Good. So hip forward, eyes up, chest up, and take it into that side bend. Fantastic. 2 to 3 more. You really want to work not to let the chest drop down here though. So you're really emphasizing how tall can you be through the spine. On this last one, side bend, and then turn your downside arm and eyes, trying to look up to the ceiling on your right side. Good. Unwind and shake out those arms. Good. A little side step with it. Woo, great work. All right, let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So now you're going to set your right heel down, forward, left foot steps back. Checking in with that posture, ribs down as you reach your left arm up. Pull that chin in, lengthening through the spine. Bend the elbow, reaching up and around. Both feet firmly planted. I'm going to shift the hip forward to that trail leg. Squeeze the glute of that back side, and then side bend towards the front leg. Good. Hip back. Hip forward, lengthen through that spine as you bend to the side. Good. We're going to go 5 total here on that 5th one. We're going to give a little rotation at the end. All right, so lift up tall, engaging that back glute, bending towards the right side, and then turn your right armpit up towards the ceiling, peering up, trying to look towards the left side. Breathing there, and then unwind and shake it out. Woo, great work. All right, let's go ahead and roll that head and neck around just a little bit, chin down to the chest. Up and down there, and then if you're comfortable to do so, let it tilt back ever so gently, and take it into some full circles. Very good. When you're ready, we'll reverse directions, chin around the other side, gently tilting it back. 2 to 3 here. Very good. When you finish those circles, bring your head and neck back to neutral, and then just kind of shake it all out. Get a little lymphatic system, wake it up as we cool it down. Woo, so I'm not even really jumping, I'm just shaking, bouncing off my heels just ever so slightly. Very good. All right. And then we're going to go back to that quad stretch. If you want to take a rest off your feet, feel free to come into a lying posture. Otherwise, stay standing here. A little bit more balance practice as we're fatigued. Lifting up, grabbing that foot, pulling that heel towards the glute. Fantastic. No drop in that hip on the support leg. So pulling up. So I like to imagine I'm a marionette puppet, like in The Sound of Music when they made that little puppet show. And they all had those strings pulling up high to the ceiling. Grip those toes down on your support leg. 2, 1, and shake it out. All righty, set that foot down, lifting on up. Good base of support. Reach around, grab that opposite foot. Oop. Same thing other side. Very good. Taking your time. I find myself starting to shrug my shoulders into the ears, so long neck position. And go ahead and release when you're ready. Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna clear a little bit of space here. We're gonna do our final couple stretches down on the floor. Go ahead and make your way down to all fours. What we're gonna do first, we're gonna come into a child's position. You're gonna bring your toes together, walk your knees out about hip width apart, hands reach out in front, rock those hips back, and go to drop that head down between the arms. And then guess what? We're gonna focus on our breathing. Breathing in through the nose, trying to expand the back of the ribs. And then gently out through the mouth, lowering that chest towards the floor. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Very good. Go ahead and rock on forward. You're gonna reposition the hands. Nice wide handprint. Place each hand under the shoulder, and then just square the hips or knees. So the knees are about hip width apart. We're gonna go into our cat-cow, cat-camel. You're gonna breathe in as you lift up. So you're gonna drop your belly button down, looking up or straight ahead. And then on the exhale, you're gonna round, drop that head down. I am not a yoga teacher, so I sometimes still get these a little bit confused. Breathe in, lifting up. Good movements. Exhale, rounding down. Moving at your own tempo here. And you can stick with this strict cat-cow, cat-camel, whatever you prefer to call it. Or you can kind of move into, they call it like the snake dance, where you start to shift your hips side to side. Move your upper body and shoulders. We're just looking to loosen up that mid-body, loosen up the head and neck area. Good. Fantastic. All right, and then one of our final ones here, we're gonna open up those inner thighs. Still supporting on those hands. If you're comfortable to come a little bit deeper, you can always come onto the forearms as well. We're gonna kick one leg out to the side, and now we're gonna rock back. So either on the forearms or the hands. You'll have a little bit more space if you're up on the hands. Rocking back, looking to open up that inner thigh. And ideally here, my foot is down the whole time instead of up on the side. Try to rock it down so you're kind of gripping the foot. And then you'll open up the lateral portion of your lower leg as well. Rock it forward, rock it back, drop that head down. 1 to 2 more, forward and back. Very good. Same thing other side. Walk that knee in. Kick the other one out, either up on the hands or down on those forearms. And gently rocking the heel, hip to the heel. Forward and back. One to 2 more. Good. And walk that leg in. Final position here, we're gonna make our way onto your back. And we're gonna finish your choice here. You can either go that double kneaded chest if you wanna move into that, or if you're happy with happy baby, elbow on the inside of the knees. You're gonna look to grab the outer aspect of either your shins, ankles, or if you can get all the way up to those feet. Now we're using our arms to drive those legs nice and wide. It's another opening for that inner thigh, but it also gives a nice opening for that low back at the same time. So you get to kind of rock yourself back and forth, opening up the inner thighs, loosen that low back. And a great time to kind of just close the eyes. If you are able to be outside right now, feel the breeze, listen to those birds. And then whenever you're finished there, I invite you to extend those legs back out, bring those arms out to the side. If you can just take a couple moments to yourself, even rest your hands on your abdomen, center yourself, set your intention for how you want to spend the rest of your day. Be grateful for what your body can do. And thanks for being here and moving with us. Stay hydrated, and we look to see you next time.